Hey everybody, it's Pinky. I want to continue the discussion on psychic vampires, or some other people call them like energy vampires. I guess some of you may ask, have I ever encountered I guess real life in the flesh energy vampire? And I say, of course I have, because actually it's not a strange phenomenon. It's just that a lot of people don't recognize them and don't realize what they are, and therefore feel like they may not exist or they don't know what they are. But I'm going to try to explain a little bit more about them and some of the things that they do. Now, especially for those of you who may work in a larger work environment, such as I did, working for state government, where there's a lot of people in a relatively small central area where you may be separated only by cubicles or whatnot, or you have a job where you interact with a lot of people on a personal level. Those professions, you can notice psychic vampires or energy vampires at a much higher rate of occurrence, just because of the numbers that you come across. Now, some of the main things, or the easiest things to spot when you're talking about those kinds of people are, like, for instance, have you ever been around someone or had someone to come around you to where every time they come around you, it's like, oh God, what do they need now? What do they want now? These are the kind of people that just are takers. They either always ask for something, whether it be a favor or some help on something, when you know good and doggone well that they can do this thing themselves. You may just consider them lazy, but it's a little bit more than that. Also, when you have people who always come to you with some sort of issue or problem, and they always call you on the phone or come over to your house or whatever, and everything in their life is an emergency. Oh my God, what am I going to do about this? Blah, 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 blah. And they go on and on and on. And then when you try to interject your side or your argument or try to help them in some way, they always dismiss the information. When you're trying to explain your position to them, they always say, yeah, but I can't, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I don't know if blah, blah, blah. Those people get off more on the exchange of you honestly trying to come up with a solution to help them, rather than wanting the actual information to help them. I know it sounds crazy and weird, but I know all of you have come across these kinds of people. Then you have the more sophisticated ones. Those are ones who basically just go around looking for prey, and they most oftentimes look for people who appear to be strong in their own personal lives and their convictions. They appear to be happy. Those are the people that they go after, because they covet the other person's life, and they covet the energy that person projects of stability and of assuredness. Not arrogance, not, some people are just really full of themselves, and you can see through that, when a person all the time just brags on self, and I did this, and I'm just so wonderful, that's basically, an act. Even if they have accomplished those things, I just don't find it necessary to all the time tell people everything that you've done letter by letter, as if you're looking for some great pat on the back or a round of applause or whatever you're looking for. It's like, come on, get off yourself. But anyway, those kinds of people are generally always being attacked by these kinds of energy vampires. And even now with the invention of the internet, it's really bad. I mean, some people just sit behind their computers and type through and try to find individual websites or people. Those kinds of attacks are very, very frequent on forum boards, where lots of people gather and discuss issues. No matter what the issues are, you always find one or two posters who troll the place, always have some negativity to interject, just so they can feel the power that comes with making people jump on their keyboards and attack them back. and they're sitting behind their PCs laughing about this, and they enjoy this, whereas the other individuals who are involved may or may not know that this person, that's exactly the reaction that they wanted. It's not about the issue that's being discussed. It's about the exchange of energy. And when you get into those exchanges, the energy is always negative. It's never positive. Even if someone is replying in a positive way, they replied in a positive way to a very negative situation. It was something very negative about that person's or that poster's comment that made them jump on it, so to speak, and feel the need to have to say something to them. Now, me personally, because I have been in a lot of places where there are lots of people, where I've had to speak to large groups of people or interact on a day-to-day basis with a lot of people, I am just more adept at recognizing those individuals straight out. Those people who try to pull or draw from what they consider to be my strength, okay? And they do it in a way, instead of asking for information or for assistance, they want to come to you with a crisis or whining or whatever, and they try to play upon a person's good nature or a person's good heart in wanting to help, in order to draw them in and drain them of their energy and strength. Like I said, there are two kinds. There are some that do this unknowingly, and then there are the knowing kind, who purposely go around maliciously trying to drain energy from other people. There's quite a bit to it, but as far as protecting yourself from these kind of people, there's many things that you can employ. The first thing is meditation, prayer, being sound within yourself, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. It does not matter what religion or what group you assign yourself to. All spiritual trains of thought have a means and method of cleansing themselves, of protecting themselves from outside forces and whatnot. And whatever it is that you do in order to do that, those are the main things that you need to build up in order to fight off those kinds of things. The second thing is, you must always check yourself and find out where you are as a person. You have to find out what really pushes your buttons. And if you have things that really pushes your buttons, you have to figure out why that is. Okay, because everything that's stated, whether it be negative or positive, doesn't necessarily need a response, And I think in today's times, a lot of people's egos kick in, and the ego is a monster. I mean, I can go on for video after video after video of all the things that come from an ego-driven person. But the ego kicks in and makes a person feel compelled to have to respond to things, okay? Either they want to show how much they know, or they want to, one up this person, or they have to prove something to somebody, or they have to make sure that this other person is going to be on the right path as if they are the ultimate savior of the world. You have all kinds, that come along, but you have to be careful within yourself, and you have to make sure that you are the most sound and stable individual that you can be before you go on interacting with all these different kinds of things that are out here in the world now, walking around in the form of people. You just have so many broad and wide things that people are into now. And that's another thing. When you're interacting with someone who's new, you don't ever know what this person is into. You don't know what kind of influence that they give themselves over to, or things that they may practice. And the spectrum is wide. It could be something higher, or like Christianity, Buddhism, being Muslim, whatever, something that seemingly has a person be on a more positive path. Or you have those who go about and they want to learn things in order to dominate people. I know everybody knows about witches and warlocks and psychics or whatever, who their goal is to do what they call black magic or darker arts, and those people purposely try to find enchantments and spells and whatever. But my point is that when you go out here interacting in the world, you never know what somebody is into in the privacy of their own home. And you have to be careful about that, not only for yourself, but if you have children, you have to teach your children what to look out for, because unfortunately in today's times, people are vicious, okay? And everyone needs to be sound in order to protect themselves. But I'm running out of time right now, so I'm going to have to continue this video, and I'll come back with a little bit more later on, okay? Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.